Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not oh no.
It's exactly 9 seconds in. Welcome to the LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I am currently wondering if I could kill a woman.
Wow! Right off the bat. And I'm Ryan's brother Dan, and I now have butterflies the size of hedgehogs frolicking in my stomach. And we are the way of the leaf, and this is the LeafCast.
And this is the LeafCast. Well done, brother Dan. I love how you quote every week. I wonder if everyone notices we have that little thing. It's 67 episodes in.
We're like the Wonder Twins, Ryan. You're like the shape of your feeling, and I am the form of a quote.
I always wondered how someone could be like a water product, but also the bucket holding the water. You'd be like,
yeah, it's weird. The bucket had eyes. Weird. You imagine seeing a face in water. Purple water, by the way. Gross.
Gross.
Do you know the one
Better than brown water.
Josh, well, all right. Well, Josh coming in strong.
Brown water.
Is that a Florida
Welcome,
joke?
Josh. How are you, my friend?
Doing all right. How are you guys?
Better to see you. By the way, let's go ahead and give you a plug for Orlox. We use your music often with Homunculus Rex. You do your own thing under Orlox, and I want people to look up Josh's music. It's fun. It's fun and electronic, and it's thematic. It's almost cinematic. I could see a lot
cinematic
of it,
and
like,
weird
to like cool movie stuff. So yeah, check out Josh's stuff as well.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey,
And
man, I love you.
KayK and I will be joining us as soon as her technical gremlins get fixed.
The tech monsters are attacking her, Ryan.
All right, yes. Thank you, MaTsDaGger. Nothing beyond chapter 10 of The Shadow Rising, TSR. These are some great chapters. It starts off a little slow.
Does start off a little slow.
Ends big. I feel like we should go like this, so we're more like cell phone bars in height. All right.
Can you hear me now? Good.
T-Mobile.
Thank you. All right, so let's jump right into it. This is chapter 8. It's called Hard Heads. Let's go ahead and drink to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of drinking obligations, but let's start off with them. And throw that over. All right.
Hope you're not in your bedroom anymore, brother Dan.
Yeah, I'm in the basement. We're getting down and dirty. Open this one. All right, so we start off. It's in Elaine point of view. We have the dragon banner as the emblem. And she's hanging out in the room. Egwene had just dumped Rand. It was mutual.
But epic.
But it had just happened. And Elaine is there for the rebound, baby. Like the instant rebound.
Boing.
She's like, did it hurt your feelings when Egwene dumped you? But I'm fond of you. I mean, all right. So let's talk about it. So a little bit. There's a courtship going on. He's like, "Oh, my lady," and she's like, "If you say my lady, I'm gonna call you Lord Dragon. You don't like that, do you? Say my name.
Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name." It says he spoke awkwardly yet delightfully, as if he were savoring the name too.
Don't we need to drink to she had to concentrate not to finger her necklace
yes,
with a strand of sapphires in her hair.
Yep. I have it underlined in blue right there.
Yep.
Finger her necklace. So, yep, we do. Thank you, Josh. I'm glad we share a brain. Ryan, are you drinking?
Yep.
All right.
I'm smoking.
By the way, at your wedding, we had cannabis wine, which was so good. I'm trying to find that cannabis wine. I need Craig to tell me where to get it because it was good. Grace loved it too. All right, anyways. And so there's a courtship going on. Not involving cannabis wine, unfortunately, just involving these two people.
Tourist tobacco wine.
Nina Simone has several versions of cannabis wine.
Cannabis wine. I feel unsteady.
Keep going.
Like my love.
I love your fake. I love your fake high notes. You just kind of go.
Listen to me. Hi. No, I'm doing Nina Simone doing high, right? It's from the back of the throat. Whoa. You know what I'm saying, Josh. I mean, gosh. I got to deal with the puppet like every time I work. Golly. Hey, guys, do you want a flower? I'm going to make you a flower out of feathers. Oops. I can't.
You do have to work with a wool head.
Whoa! Yay! Ryan,
That's a good one. But where's my
Interesting.
Okay. Pow. I like that one. That was a good one. Yeah, you're a woolhead. I'm a woolhead too. So, not discriminating, but I'm empathizing with what you have to work with as well, man.
Hey, our newest Patreon member, Karri, is just asking. She's saying, "Hey, I gotta go. Can I get a quick Bella? Bella! How about that?
Oh, that was a quick one. I started dancing and it didn't happen.
No, that's me. Bella! That's longer. Okay.
All right. That was longer. Well done. There is a line here, Josh. Let me. She says, "I saw a Kyrian Lord's fool once. A man in a funny striped cloak, too big for him and sewn with bells. You would look silly wearing bells." What did that line stick out to you at all as being weird, or to me it stuck out as being a little weird? I didn't know if you had a reaction to it.
No, I mean court jester. It feels very much like part of a medieval fair or something.
Sure, but her saying you would look silly wearing bells. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I didn't know.
If you tell me one more time you are a fool, hence a jester, I may begin to believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Rand tries to make a gift for her of feathers. He apparently, for the Majir, he did this cool little trick with feathers and turned it into a flower.
But then he got performance anxiety.
Yeah, it did. He couldn't get it up.
Didn't function.
He couldn't perform. And he's like, you know what? I didn't even want to do it anyways. I'm tired.
You're ugly.
Wait. It's not you, it's me. But she takes the feathers anyways, and
it's not you, it's me. I only do 10s.
God damn it.
Sorry.
I think Elaine's pretty hot, right? Josh, what is your headcanon for Elaine? Is she an attractive young woman, or is she, not so much?
Probably to some. I have this suspicion she's not my type. But
no, I dig it.
Yeah.
But traditionally beautiful?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Maybe highborn, beauty.
Like Prince, like I don't know,
like
Princess Diana shit, I think both of the prince's wives are attractive. Kate and Meghan, I think they're attractive.
What?
Kate and Meghan.
Megan's got a little pinchy face, like a little bowling ball face, so their eyes are too close together.
said look who you're talking to, Ryan. Look how wide my mouth is and how tight my eyes are.
Hey,
We're
not
perfect match.
And they're off center too.
Not everything's about you.
I
Brother
broke my
Dan.
nose in the 4th grade. All right.
I see that.
Not
It's a little
everything's
to the
about
left.
You. I actually didn't notice that. That's so funny. You're not symmetrical.
I'm a snowflake.
Oh no, I can't unsee it now.
I don't
Sorry,
want you
Ryan.
to even look. I'm just gonna do that.
Push it over to the right.
Oh,
So-
gross.
So,
All right.
We don't mean to see those things.
It's just
gross.
classic, Brother
The
Dan.
eye rugs.
Everything's about you, Brother Dan.
Well, Ryan,
Meghan Markle has a little pinchy face, and you're like, so do I.
I do.
Both could be correct.
I do. And so, are you saying I'm not a class?
He didn't disagree with you.
Yeah. Yes, I'm saying you're not class. Yes, and both are correct. Yeah, I didn't. If you want me to spell it out, you are not classically attractive with your
Chat, I don't know what to do with this chat. Bail me out. Look at this. look at this guy. I mean, I'm throwing no judgments, but look at this guy.
You're
All right.
Okay. You put the A back in symmetrical.
There is no A in cement. There's at the very
Hello.
L.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you. Can you hear us?
Well, then screw these things. Yes, I can.
Okay.
We're good. We're golden. Yay, we're back.
Hi, Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Hi. The lighting's fucking awesome in here, but hey, I made it. So
So
I am glad because we are talking about Elaine kind of hitting on Rand.
Mhm.
oh, she's
Kinda.
Okay, so I caught the tail end of this. Josh, you don't think Elaine is like a typical beauty? These also didn't work that way.
No. I think he thinks she is a typical.
I
beauty.
agree. She's a typical beauty. I said that she's not my type.
Not
Yeah.
your type.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
He's
Is my impression.
Josh likes things in threes, so you need to have either a third eye or a third ear for Josh
Or
to
a
really
third
be-
nipple.
Yeah, it's
Multiplicity.
It's all about numerology with Josh.
really is.
No binaries.
If we've learned nothing.
Only the multiples.
The
Binaries
It's
are
okay if your
crap.
gender, if you're a bother or a,
Oh, yeah, or an either. Or,
neither. Yeah,
Or-
those are all fine.
Yeah.
Zero's a multiple too.
Josh just wants as many holes as possible.
Right.
So I imagine
He likes his partners like he likes his cheese.
So I
Swiss.
imagine Ryan and Kay, I imagine this was much like your guys' courtship, where Kay was like, "I'd like you to kiss me," and you're like, "Well, it's not like we're betrothed or anything."
Wait, Dan.
That what?
Josh is just showing off his ear holes.
Nice ear holes.
Josh is fingering his ear holes again.
All right,
course.
let's drink. All right, that's a drinking obligation.
Yeah, thanks.
What you doing?
Real world drinking obligation.
What a
Oh.
jerk.
Okay, hold on. Continue.
Yeah, I know about the Fibonacci sequence too, MR.
I prefer the Fibonacci position, but yeah.
Yeah.
What is that in?
I like the Fibonacci argument in law.
I like Mount Fibonacci,
Fibonacci.
which is in Fiji.
Hey,
Yeah. I win many chess games using the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah,
here you know. I order.
It's like if you go through the Panama Canal, you get to the Fibonacci Sea.
What?
Yeah.
Sequence.
Hey, if you're in 1940s and you found a German soldier lying, it's a Fibonacci.
You motherfucker! You.
Oh, he's gone.
That killed him. Literally killed Brother Dan.
All right.
Goodbye,
So-
brother Dan.
So
Goodbye, brother daddy.
Josh is not just.
Do you think I'm not telling the truth? No, you're a fibber, Nazi.
So what we learned is that everyone in our chat and anyone who likes our show is classically beautiful. So if you meet Josh in person, he won't be attracted to you. We learned
Doesn't
that.
mean I won't find you beautiful.
Well,
Howdy,
yeah.
Kay,
But I mean-
says Clay.
howdy, Clay. See how that
Hey,
works out?
what's up?
Clay.
What's up?
All right, so she pretty much says, "I like you." He's like, "Oh, do you like me?" He's like, "Yeah, you're super cool."
You're a-okay.
Yeah. You're in my favorites in my phone. I don't know. I follow you on Instagram. What? She's like, "No, I'm fond of you. I'm fond.
Very fond of you.
I'm so fond of you, Ran. I'm so fond of you." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm into you too." And she's like, "I want you to kiss me." He's like, "But we're not like, I don't know." And let's take Rand's day, his last 2 days into account here. He's had some shit happen. His room is still destroyed because of him unleashing power with Egwin there. That was still destroyed from all the mirror Rands trying to kill him.
Yeah,
he's had quite a 24 hours.
I don't know. His hair is parted the wrong way because he didn't have a mirror to use.
Didn't even have a mirror. Yeah, he has that cowlick he doesn't even know about.
He blew his load of power all over the room.
Yep.
And she's like, I want you to kiss me. And he's like, yeah.
Wait, no.
And she's like, "Oh, what are you, chicken?" I mean, or she's like, "Oh, I guess you don't know how to." And he's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Please subscribe. That was really good.
That was awesome.
All right, try again, Dan.
That was amazing.
No, I will not. Put it here, maybe. No. And it turns out that no. Hey, man. Can I buy you a drink?
Can I buy you a drink? My impression of Tarvalon.
No. Hold on, I'm gonna do a total Martin Sheen face.
Josh, go.
Do the show though. Do a Martin Sheen for 5 minutes.
All right, so I'm Martin Sheen, right? My son Emilio comes up to me, asks me to get him gas in his car. I'm like, "You've been acting since you were 12. I forced you into the. What do you need gas money for, you bitch?" And he's like, "What?"
You lazy bitch.
He said, "Charlie took all my money." I said, "Well, that crack whore, I bet you he's naked in a hot tub right now while you're sitting here asking me for gas money. Why don't you be more like Charlie?"
He's winning.
He's winning. He has my dragon blood. You have your mother's dolphin blood.
You're a disappointment.
You're a disappointment. I wish you were never born, Emilio. All right.
Yay!
That's my Charlie Sheen. My Martin
Very
Sheen.
nice.
He's not a good father. Guys, I think we picked up on that, right?
Yeah.
to go, Machin.
That came through. That came through hard.
Must be an easy role for you to fill.
Oh,
Damn!
As a highly successful mogul with no time for his own children.
Yes.
19.
Okay.
Means
He's
it was
like-
a highly successful role.
Accessible.
Thank you.
All right. Say that to his face.
Hey. Yeah, turn around. Talk to Martin Sheen, would you? Clear the air.
Martin, fuck off.
You know, I played 2 presidents in my life. So she cures his pinch. She says, apologize. He says, no, you guys were not nice, and I don't apologize. And it says, quote, channeling, she soothed away the hurt she had given him for the pinch. His eyes widened in surprise, and he shifted on his feet as if testing the absence of pain.
Wait.
So did she just do like a soothing channel rub on his butt?
Like from a distance?
From a distance.
From a distance.
All right, so guys, thank you, RJ, for the channeling, soothing of the rump roast.
All right, so that means they could have a socially distanced orgy with using the enchant power.
Ooh.
Oh right, yeah. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I have fan fiction like pages and pages.
Everyone's wearing M95s though, right? Because we all want to be safe.
No, I mean no. Like someone is making someone like
No, I know. Yes, but they're
like
also
like
socially
like a mile away, like they're in
know.
like in a classroom.
I know. I'm elevating the joke to be in.
And
COVID.
then
Well,
then they put on masks.
I'm really trying to elevate the joke.
I like how our 10-year-old selves are like, what the fuck is an N95?
Uh-huh.
Right.
What's an orgy? What's an N95?
Our 10-year-old
My
selves?
10 year ago. Oh, did I say 10-year-old? 10 year
Yes.
ago. My 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
two. I guess. Water for me tonight.
No excuses.
Man.
So she pretty much tells Rand, "Hey, I'm out in 4 days. I gotta go." When Joya and Aniko, when they're going back to Tarvalon, I'm going with them. But I got 4 days, baby.
How untrue is it? Maybe that's not the right way to ask the question.
Oh, no.
How much truth is there in the statement? Do you imagine we would hand you around between us like a package? You think a good deal of yourself. There is such a thing as being overproud. Cover up? Reality? Yes, Kevin, they are, I'm sure.
Kevin. yeah.
Decorating
Go on
your own
Pornhub.
pictures.
Guys, go on Pornhub. Type in N95 orgies. It's all over.
Or actually just type in rage. All right, go on.
All right, so what do you think, Josh?
Well, I mean, given the discussion in the previous chapter, it feels rather untrue. I mean, it feels like he's getting at something. Like she's using she's Aes Sedaiing it. She's using the truth as a thin veil of untruth to misdirect.
Mm.
I think
That's how I read it.
Hey, that's called love.
Sorry, Kay, what?
No,
That's called,
I think
that's
there's
called
a
the
lot-
secret to a successful marriage. Go on,
Go on,
Tigger.
Kay.
I think there's a lot of that in these chapters, what Josh was speaking about, as far as like a lot of the Aes Sedai using their tricky ass language skills to maneuver.
Well, and to both of your point, this came on the heels of Rand saying, "Did you and Egwene scheme this up between you?"
Right, and then the last sentence of the paragraph, it says, how would you consider such a thing? Would you imagine your hands between us like a package? And then it says, he did look confused now, quite satisfactory.
Right, but if we look, this was a conspiracy.
Right.
Egwene says Rand likes the smell of rose. Wear rose perfume. Show
And,
your
like,
titties,
hold on
baby.
your
Show your
blood.
titties. I mean, she pretty much, when she left, she's like, "Yep, I left Elaine with a bubbling mess of a man. She should be able to clean up my shit." I mean, so he was not wrong in saying, "Did you scheme this up with him?" And she does redirect by saying, "Do you think that we would do this?" She doesn't answer, but she's not bound to any oaths, regardless. And then they do the power at one. she does the power, and it says, quote, he rubbed his arms through his coat sleeves as she momentarily embraced Sidar.
Mhm.
This is a confirmation that he does get chills when someone channels around him, which is something we learned in the last chapter.
And something we picked up on all throughout the other books as well.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's something, looking back, you can see it all the way back to book 1, where he has these brief moments of chill, like many different places, from his adventures with Matt and Perrin all the way through the Gray Men appearing, and not just him, but the other boys as well, the other
Yeah, they're
heroes.
all a little chilly when they channel.
Well, he definitely had that. We used to call it like the neck dar, like his neck radar. Like when someone's like looking at him, he's like, oh, you feel it, like a tingle in the back of his neck. Remember the neck?
And presumably it was like the Gray Men were, when the Gray Men were around, and when Haddon Fane or whoever was watching from the dark, feeling eyes on him. So
right. They do get that feeling, and those feelings tend to be more right than not. So Gaul enters. Gaul is the IEO. He's like, hey, sorry to interrupt, but High Lords are here. These are the ones you want to talk to. And she's like, yeah, you want to talk about taxes, right? That's cool. Rand has a boner, and he's like, I don't want to talk taxes.
What a downer. Taxes.
What a downer, yeah. She says that she sees this regal manner in Rand when he approaches the High Lords, whether he knows it or not. She's like,
their deference to him.
Yeah, he was such a man. And she's like, all right, I got 4 days to try and make it mine. I sunk the hook. Now I got to bag the fish. I don't know. That's
bag
just
it?
my
That's
metaphor.
not her kind of metaphor, but
So
hers would be the cat catching the mouse, right? Or the lioness hunting the prey or something.
Yeah. I did a swan.
Yeah, that was a swing.
So here's the line. It says, quote, and it occurred to her that she had not once thought of what her mother would say. With that, the flutterings vanished. That referring to her stomach. And it says, quote, later, she did not think she would be troubled by butterflies again. For the Black Aja, perhaps, but not for Rand.
Not for Rand.
Because Morgase, she didn't think of her mother. So she has these issues about what her mother would think as well.
But isn't this her coming into her full womanhood? I mean, it's like it's just another.
Do we need a drink, Josh?
Yeah, okay, I'll drink.
Yeah, Jesus, Josh.
You don't got to twist my arm.
Why are we drinking?
Full womanhood, sure.
Coming into full womanhood.
Ah, I see. I don't think she's quite there yet, but.
Kidding.
Is there anything else about Elaine's point of view before we jump into Rand's?
Yeah.
Do you think she would? Well, let me ask you. Do you think that she?
Oh no, it is here. We find out she was moderately effective, but also confusing, and Rand tries to downplay it. But we'll get to that in a second. So here's the image that she uses. Okay. She had never thought she might do a thing like this. Stalk a man like a huntress stalking a wild boar. I knew it was a lioness because she's, Andor is the lion.
Well done. Yeah. And exactly. But it was, there is this feeling that she is like, all right, step one went well. I asked him to kiss me, and he did. Fuck. You know what? Let me just use my other. Here, I'm gonna.
Oh no, Dan!
Oh no.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh no. Is that better?
I'm crying right now.
I just switched to my stupid laptop mic. Is that all right?
That
Sounds good.
It
Most
sounds fine.
Polite.
Oh my gosh. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. You guys are the gentlest hinters I've ever seen.
Is that a glow stick Ioman in your icon picture, MR?
By the way, we did when we were waiting. MaTsDaGger did post.
Yeah, congrats, Matt.
Good.
The
Oh my
scan
God.
went well with him, and he gave us $20 because of it. Man, you're the best. So, can you hear me all right?
Yeah,
Am I
Yeah,
all
we
right?
can hear you.
All right, cool. All right. So we switched to Rand. Rand is thinking Elaine just walks out and his mind is blown. He's like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? He instantly thinks about the dream he had where Elaine
And men were
and men were
seducing him into the
swimming in the
pool.
waterwood. Yeah.
Right.
He's like, a swim in the waterwood was one thing, but he would never have believed a dream where she came to him like this. And think about it. This is a princess, guys. This is a future ruler, and this is not the first that has hit on him. Bearlane is also a ruler that has thrown herself at him. Rand is the bachelor right now, guys.
Yes.
If he didn't realize he was a Lord Dragon before, it should be pretty apparent to him now.
I know, but what
Yeah.
a big change for him, because he's not from LA, he's not from Hollywood, he's just this little kid from, Edmondsfield, and he's trying to figure this out with all these beautiful women throwing themselves at him, and poor guy, right? But it does seem like a little confusing. It seems like he's confused here and wondering if he's going crazy and what's real and what's not.
So here's a good question from our friend Clay. What does Josh and Kay think the source of the Mirror Rand incident is? So this is back last show, but
Last show, yeah. Maureen had said that it was a miasma or a bubble
miasma.
of evil.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Do you agree with her?
A bubble?
A bubble.
Yeah. So the source, being what, the Dark One, Forsaken. What do you guys think the
Breaking
source of that
out,
is?
right? Kind of wiggling out of his seals.
Kind of like the little worms coming out of the strawberries in those videos.
I think it's metaphorically, it's the wheel kind of jiggling on its axis. Right? The wheel is kind of
All right, everyone drink.
Mhm.
It's jiggling,
All
baby.
right.
Go ahead, baby. It's jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. It's jiggling,
It's funny. When you said bubble, I started thinking of Baby Got Back. When it's like,
Uh-huh.
get it for the piece of that bubble.
Okay.
That's a trouble. I don't know.
Is
So-
isn't he
But I think-
Rubble in there?
I think what we talked about too was the idea of each of their personal experience. I mean, this is my theory, anyways. Each of their personal experience. Ryan, can you turn your headphones down just a tiny bit? And I got a little echo.
Mhm.
Each of their
Slide.
experiences was the byproduct of their own internal struggles. In the sense that Rand his struggle is with his image of himself, his self-identity, and his struggle to identify, am I the dragon? Am I Rand from the Two Rivers? Am I the Lord? Right? So he encountered many of himself, very literally, this fractured sense of self-identity. With Perrin, it is this dichotomy of the hammer and the axe. And how do you use violence to control /rule / admonish destiny, right? And with Matt, it's like luck and his place in society and his role of wealth and his fear of the Aes Sedai, and like I feel very much like all of the metaphorical imagery and the literal instantiation of the experiences were like directly related to their own internal struggles and dialogues and self-perceptions in like symbolic ways, right?
Okay.
So I think about it more from that perspective and less like, oh, it's evil. Like the miasma is their own wrenching with existential dread and coming to terms with their own role within the world and the wheel and the age lace and the turning, right? Like
How, like
They
how
were.
can-
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, Dan. Like, is there a way we could explain it in a metaphysical way, or within the metaphysics of the world, why that would be happening? I understand it metaphorically, but is it plausible metaphysically that?
Yeah, like we said, you know, where is the Dark One being held, right? If the ways are beneath the quote unquote real world, at a layer below where time moves faster because you're closer to the hub of the wheel. Thank you, Ben and Clay. Right, interfere-based bubbles. So yeah, is it bubbling up from the middle of the wheel, from the spinning of it? Where is the Dark One kept metaphysically? Is there a hell realm in the center of the wheel? What is it? What is beneath that which is the ways, right? Where is time still at the center of the wheel?
Does
right,
the Dark One know everyone's insecurities to the extent where
it doesn't have to, right?
The Axe attacking Perrin, they have Rand's identity attacking himself, and they have Matt as the gambler. These things attacking him. These are each individual.
It's like a bad trip, right? You bring with you what you take into it. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that the evil knows all. It's that they're touching evil, or whatever you want to call it, right? Draws out from them that which they are fearing. It's like there's nothing to fear but fear itself, right? And this is that kind of incarnate within this world.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's the way I view it.
That's what
things they were most afraid of, right?
Yeah.
Or at least it's the filter. They are the filter by which the thing expresses itself, right? So it takes a form for each of them that is expressed by their nature. I mean, it's hard for me to put all this into words because it's more of like a sensation impression that like I don't know the metaphysics of the world, so it's kind of like I'm grasping at straws here.
Sure?
But
I thought it was really well put, and I think other people would agree with that.
Chad agree with that.
I think you just nailed it, and then like
I'm sure it'll change. Our opinions will change as we learn more about the world.
So speaking of the ways, when you brought up the ways, if I fell off the ways and just fell, right? Do you think, is it true that I would just fall for eternity, or would I end up somehow back on the platform I fell from? It might hurt. I might splat really hard.
I imagine it's like you're falling towards an infinite source of gravity or something, right? Like, but it's
I imagine it as well.
Time gravity, not like physical gravity, right?
Like, so if I was magically able to live for a very long time without food and water, and I'm just falling in this thing, like, what would happen to my? Would I just start turning my particles and start separating?
What's the movie where the like father enters the transcendent realm and he ends up like behind the mirrors? And he like.
I don't know, but I want to see it.
Jumanji?
No, it's like a science fiction. It's what's his face?
One of those three Russian movies.
No, it's an American film. It's the guy who's in the Lincoln commercials. I'm so bad with names.
Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
And he's like, he enters this like hyper reality
Is it
realm.
Interstellar?
It might be Interstellar.
True.
Interstellar, thank you, Matt. Yeah, so it is Interstellar. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's something sort of like that, where like maybe you pop out in this place that is this fractal reality where like you're disconnected from everything, but you're also able to perceive it. I don't know. Like, what is at the center of the wheel? Is there a center of the wheel? Or is it itself a multidimensional reality? Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. Yes.
If Matthew
Well
McConaughey-
spelled.
If he came out as non-binary, he'd become Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey. That's all right, Ryan. I'll give you that. God
yeah.
damn you. God damn you, Ryan.
That's-
All right, so I want to talk, if we can, about farm economics. Rand is dealing with the High Lords of Tyr.
Oh, yeah. This is fun.
No, Ryan,
I'm,
it was just louder than you expected. I could. Rand is like, all right, we gotta cut taxes. They're like, no, we don't want to do this because if we cut taxes and then have to raise them again, then everyone's gonna get all fucking rioty. That sucks. We should keep them where they're at. Also, someone else was like, yo, we need to cut down some of these farmers. There's too many it says, quote, there's too many farmers as it is. The Kyrian can buy no grain and the granaries are bursting.
Doesn't know where his food comes from.
Waste as it is. This is supply and demand, and they have too much supply and no demand on an economy. I'm sorry, a commodity that is something that will go bad.
yeah.
Well, isn't this how futures get invented? Like, isn't this the futures market? Like,
Yeah.
getting invented right here.
Or isn't that why a lot of wars get started?
Well, okay. First off, I love how Rand is like seriously multitasking. Like, it seems like he's using like 1/16 of his brain to have this conversation with them, and the other 15/16 are like over here, like fondling Elaine in his mind.
Well, he still has a boner.
That out for us. Oh gosh, that fraction would have driven me nuts. Thank you.
Yeah, he still has an erection, I'm sure. He's like, God damn it. And these old men come in, they're like, yeah. He's like, well, fuck, yeah. That kiss was great. Yeah.
But it's like he has all this, and like Elaine's taught him well. He has this sense of like, this is how we made do in the Two Rivers. Like, we had this complex interrelationship with other communities where like if a drought was here, there would be abundance there, right? And so he's like, he isn't poisoned by the wealth and the desire for power, but he's instead like using his like very well grounded sense of reality to like come to these conclusions, which I think is just,
he's Bernie Sanders.
But is he realistic? So he also tells them, all right, go ask Mayene if we can do this stuff. And they're like, well, Lord Dragon, we normally don't ask Mayene. We come from a position of power. And he's like, fuck you. She's my friend. Ask. Is this naive?
Naive of him to ask or do.
I mean, that can be interpreted
to insist upon permission. I mean, this is.
Well, we find that it is, right? I mean, we find it's naive of him to assume that they would do what he's asking. But whether or not it would lead to a better outcome than what they've done is a whole separate question.
All right, so if MrHowley puts this 2 times in the chat, I do need to highlight it. Yeah. I don't know. This feels like if this is about how we, want radical acceptance of.
Define your terms. I wanna dig into what you want. Introducing policies of
IPOA.
acceptance.
Josh, you know what introducing policies of acceptance?
I mean, it feels like a political science kind of thing, but I mean, I'm all for breaking down like boundaries of power and like systems of hierarchy, and I think that's what Rand is kind of trying to do. That's why I point out the stuff with the two rivers, because it's very much. Oh, he is naive, but he's also the Lord Dragon. Exactly.
But I mean, but he said he rationalizes it by saying, "quote When the cabbages sprouted like weeds around Edmund's Field, it was a near certainty that bad
this is what I was
vermin or
talking
white
about.
worm had struck Devon Ride or Watch Hill. When Watch Hill had too many turnips, Edmund's Field will have a shortage or Devon Ride." He was like, "Well, this." He was coming at it from a 19-year-old farmer. Not from.
Is he approaching it from the perspective of like everywhere can't have abundance simultaneously, right? Like it's very give and take, right? Like I mean, I don't want to use the term yin and yang, but
I felt it.
Right, but he does say, "Hey, we'll pay with grain and go train with Ilian." And they're like, that's not really we don't really trade with Ilian like at all.
Yeah, but also the Stone of Terror has never fallen in however many thousand years, and now it has. I mean, Eilman walk the hallways. Like, there's already been a shattering of.
He'll take something you're holding in your hand and fucking light on fire.
So Rand is cutting taxes 3/4%. 75% of taxes are being cut for farmers and 50% for everyone else. This sounds very Republican.
Oh, this actually pretty.
Yeah, I mean, what are the schools going to be? What about the roads? What about?
I mean, isn't the implication though?
I really like this quote, BR.
I think the reason he's saying this stuff is because he sees the excess of the lords and of the stone, and not because there are wonderful public works and programs that are supporting the community, but rather like this is the skimming off the top. And maybe they'll just take even more because there is less and leave less for the shared reality. But if everyone has more, does that matter? Go ahead, Kay.
Maybe it's not that well thought out. Maybe he's just
be that too.
A pompous ass and going in and realize, he knows these prophecies, so he's like, hey, yeah, all I have to do is say it. Maybe he doesn't know that part, but we know that part. He has to say that he's the Dragon Reborn to be the Dragon Reborn, but he does obviously have this strong, amazing ability, and we go on to learn more about that. But there's maybe it's just not. I don't know.
He did say he's trying to do something that no one expects.
Right.
He's trying to do that which no one will expect.
Right, and
it seems like he's doing pretty well at it.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose his mind. We know that. Yeah. I mean, at least according to what we know about male channelers, right? So,
right.
I'm like, is this him going nuts, or is this like just...
right, Kay? And all the High Lords know this. They know that male channelers go fucking cuckoo, cuckoo, and so they are. And this is an outsider. They were the defenders of the stone. They are the High Lords of the stone. And this dude comes in with all these Iomen and take over.
I like what that quote that Todd had there that you just put up on the screen, Ryan. I mean, because we see more of that when he's talking to Lanfear, where he has this these Matt's old tongue like knowledge that he is not cognizant of that emerges as a in situ with his experience of the world. Like, so maybe it is that.
And his experience with the One Power.
Right. Oh, well, that too. Yeah, sure.
Right.
It brought me back to remembering one of Min's prophecies from, I think, maybe the last book or maybe before that. But about, gosh, it was like, I don't know it exactly, but it was about the 3 legs. Maybe it's not about them, but it felt when I read it back, because I was just going through my notes, it felt like it was about Matt, Rand, and Perrin, you know, like all needing to do whatever it is they need to do, and that looks like we're getting a clearer idea of what that might be for each one of them. And so yeah, that was interesting. I thought Min's prophecy again, kind of coming true, I think, for me anyways, and I might be completely misinterpreting that. So
what was the prophecy? I don't remember it.
I wish I knew.
I don't know. It was about like 3 legs. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through. It's gonna take it'll take me a minute though.
And the dragon will be long-limbed and have a 3rd leg.
Organized.
This is amazing. DKmoon.
DKmoon.
A model train club. That's amazing.
I have a very good. Oh my gosh, I have a relative actually.
No, it's funny. Yeah. So when you so it must be weird trying to get the little bikinis on those trains, huh? For the swimsuit section.
Do trains have a swimsuit section?
Well, they're models.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, model trains.
Model train. Ryan, that's pretty funny.
Thank you.
I didn't get it.
No, that's pretty funny.
A lot of times those go right over my head. They're like too obvious.
I've turned into the biggest fucking dad in the world right now.
That was a really horrible dad joke.
No, that was funny. I give you a tap on the back. Yeah, huzzah. All right, so we jump to Gwen and Matt.
Huzzah.
Gwen and Matt. Gwen is walking, and Matt just kind of starts walking next to her. It fell in beside her. And she asked about the last night. She's like, how was last night? And he's like, oh, you heard about that? Yeah, I guess you would. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. She's like, what you been doing? He's like, cards. And some maid like winks at him. A plump maid.
20 years his senior.
Yeah. Apparently the last time he had seen Egwene and Nynaeve, they had reclaimed the Amaryllin's letter and did so forcefully. They tied Matt up in air and searched his room, I guess. It says, quote, besides, you always with that. Oh, wait, hold on. The last time I spared you a moment, you and Nynaeve tied me up with the power like a pig for market so you could rummage through my room. Friends don't steal from friends. And she's like, it's not stealing to take back what was supposed to be a loan. I don't know. That doesn't feel right in my mouth. Anyways.
Oh,
yeah, there's definitely some sketchy Egweneisms in this section.
Feel right in your mouth, huh, Dan?
It doesn't.
That don't feel right in my mouth.
Yeah, he's like, you could have asked. He's like, I didn't even want the thing. It's only gonna give me trouble. But
I think BR has a good point when you say that. We got
God damn it, BR.
Yeah.
All right, you're right. When you're right, Benjamin.
Okay.
Oh, you get his full. Oh, you get the full all syllables.
Benjamin Donald Reno. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, Benjamin. Horatio.
Benjamin Horatio Reno. Biggest little city in the world. That's Reno, Nevada.
It is, yeah.
Thank you.
They have a big sign and everything.
Biggest
So
little city is right above it. Matt comes to Egwin for advice. He's like, I need some advice. Help me out. And she's like, what do you want advice for? And he's like, I don't know. I can't really say it.
So here, this is another one. It was a 10-pace drop to the garden. Besides, there were men down there weeding amongst the roses. If she pushed him over, he might land on one.
What was that? What do you think that's going on?
And just an Egwinism, I guess. A gardener, not a rose bush.
So weird.
How am I supposed to advise you then? She asked in a thin voice. So she was like, he's like, I don't know. And she's like, in her head, she's like, fuck you. If I pushed you, you'd fall right on that gardener. You son of a bitch.
I mean, if I was being generous, I would interpret it as she was concerned about the gardeners overhearing them and therefore was analyzing their distance and positioning from their conversation. But
perhaps she is that strategic and protective.
I have a hard time convincing myself to be so generous.
I don't know. I have weird thoughts. I'm like, if I push this person, he would land right on him. Those thoughts creep in my head too sometimes.
Well,
TMI, brother Dan.
Thoughts
I'm also,
TMI.
if I threw one of my ninja stars, I bet you I could hit that mountain right across the.
It's called a shuriken, my friend.
Shuriken. All right. He was like, all right, so he is concerned about the holes in his memory. He says, quote, I just want to know what's going to happen later. What comes next? What's in these holes in my memory? There are chunks of my life that aren't even there. They don't exist, as if they've never happened. Why do I find myself sprouting gibberish? People say it's the old tongue, but it's goose gabble to me. I want to know, Egwin. I have to know before I go crazy as Rand.
So, I still don't feel clear. I mean, I know when he woke up in the bed in the White Tower, his memory was Swiss cheese. But what sections of his memory does he not have? From his times in Edmund's Field? From the journey that's concurrent with the books? From his time holding the dagger?
It's a solid question. And I would also like the answers.
It's not really confirmed, but it is insinuated that it was his contact with the dagger and the subsequent voyage with it and then the separation from it that he has these gaps in his memory. However, he is starting to sprout old tongue stuff that he doesn't even know he's saying. High Lords are like, see, I told you, he said old tongue, right? There was something about blood and bones or something. And he's like, I
So it could it be from the blowing the horn too, I suppose?
I love Brother Dan's reenactment. I'm sorry, I'm really entertained by that.
See, I told you guys, right?
It's good stuff.
You owe me $2. You owe me $2.
Even though he didn't blow it, could it be because he was there and interacted with? How would that?
Well, no, he did blow it.
Matt blew the horn.
Oh, I thought you. Oh man, my bad.
Yeah,
they were talking about Rand for some reason.
No. I mean, so the old tongue could be because he's Manethrin, right? When he blew the horn, there was all that Manethrin stuff that happened, and like,
I
mean,
we see that vision. Go ahead, Kay. Sorry.
Go, Kay.
No, sorry. I totally interrupted you, Josh.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I don't know. I'm speculating like you. I have no freaking clue. But fuck, what just popped into my head? The Horn of Valir. So that, yeah, maybe it was just like a bunch of memories that flooded, and like.
Right. Didn't we get like a shot in one of like a an italicized passage somewhere in the books too, where like he had this vision of like being the general leading the troops
Yes.
from the story.
Yeah. So maybe he's like just like the reincarnated general. You know,
Right, which
like-
is what we were theorizing back then. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you: did when he spoke with Archer Hawkwing and the other heroes, was he speaking Old Tongue?
Probably.
I don't remember.
It doesn't
Presumably.
say one way or the other.
Okay.
Whose POV were we hearing it from though? Wasn't it Rand's?
Well, Rand also spoke to him as well.
Do you think Rand was also in Old Tongue?
I'm asking you, right?
I'm rubbing your glue.
He is loose
I
there.
mean, if it was from Rand's POV, then Rand
Right.
already understands the Old Tongue.
Right.
So,
Which
then
we know he doesn't consciously know, right? Because he couldn't quite grasp the book that he was
none of
trying to
them
read.
consciously know, right? Like I think Egwene also has spoken
Right.
in the Old Tongue and does not know what she
Right.
or how she knows. She knows what she's saying, and she knows that she said it. Those are
Okay.
the differences, I think, for her,
I
right?
I think
think-
you're close there, Kay.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
hasn't spoken it. She's heard it, and she thinks
Understood it.
that she
Right.
should
Oh.
understand it, but
Yeah.
she's never spoken it. But you're
Okay.
very close. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Anyhow, it's not important. It's like whenever we get to this, like Matt harping on this particular memory issue, like I always just am kind of like, what exactly is this about? Like, and what does it mean that he has these holes in his memory, and how is that going to come back to haunt him later?
Well, I mean, holes in the memory are always haunting me. So
Well, Egwene
Like
does
Swiss
have
cheese.
Egwene does have a suggestion. She says, well, there is this twisted red doorway in the Tangrial area, but don't go there. Don't do it. Yeah, you guys ever watch the Huey Walk Hard? The Legend of Huey, whatever.
yes,
Dewey,
Oh.
whatever. Where
I don't know
he's
what
like,
you're talking
what's that? And his friend goes, it's cocaine. He's like, well, what's it do? And he's like, it makes you feel good. And it, it takes away all your problems. He's like, well, I want to try it. And he's like, no, Dewey, don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad. That's, I don't know. People in the chat are going, so they're like, yeah, this red Dewey Cox. Yeah. Walk hard. There you go. Thank you,
That's
Mr.
funny.
Dovie.
I thought you were talking about Walk Hard, which is Yan Can Cook's YouTube channel he started after his
Yeah.
show ended.
Do-
North, south, east, west, back and forth, back and forth.
Jeez.
What's that?
I said Dewey Cox and Rock Hard. Those are the names of these two.
Walk hard.
Walk Hard.
It was the Dewey Cox story. It was like a Johnny Cash kind of mockumentary type thing or whatever. I don't know. It was funny. Tim Meadows was the guy who was doing drugs every time. He's like, no, Dewey, you don't want any part of this. Well, what's it do? It makes you feel so great. It takes away all your problems. You don't want any part of this. I don't know. It was a funny way to try and
Your kids,
discourage
it
against
doesn't.
drug use. Yeah. Anyways, so that's to bring it to this. It's like he's like, yeah, you don't want it. You don't want to go into this thing they make solve all your problems. That doorway. No, don't do it. It's dangerous. I shouldn't have even said anything. Sorry. He's like, well, okay, well, fuck. Why would I? But she does toss that out there. It says there is one more drinking obligation in this chapter near the end of the thing. His gaze strayed towards a passing maidservant, a slender, dark-eyed girl near his own age. I'll find something to take up the time, Matt says. Her hand itched to slap him, but instead she said cautious. So you know what? Having an itchy slap hand is that's a drinking obligation.
I like the itchy slap.
He says, I promise I won't go near that thing unless my life depends on it. I swear.
In mock solemnity.
Egwin shook her head. However much everything else changed, Matt just never would. And that's how it ends. What did I miss in this chapter, guys, that you wanted to touch on?
I think we touched on everything.
Okay. I do want to jump into this chapter a bit before we take a break, right? I know we're running a little late, but this next chapter, Decisions.
This was a weird, the gate and narration style is so awkward and disruptive in this chapter. Like the writing changes and we get this like
it jumps
oh my
through
God.
different POVs without a break, which is unusual.
Yeah, it's like, are we gonna get more of this? It really feels like Robert Jordan was like just got lazy. Like
okay.
Totally. I feel very much the same way. I'm so glad that you actually said that because I felt like I was kind of losing it. Like I just couldn't pay attention to this chapter. Or I was like, wait, what? Wait, what just happened? Did this just, what the fuck just, I was listening to it and I hate that because it's, different. But anyways, yeah, it just jumped all over the place. You're right. And it felt like the writing really did change. It was confusing to me.
Yeah, it feels like this got shoved in there at a later date.
Yeah,
it just feels
got wedged in.
Yeah, it's like incongruous with the pacing and the like narrative structure that we've experienced so far. It's just a very weird chapter.
I can hear what you're saying. We do catch up with a lot of the characters. The first one is Matt. We hear from Matt. Matt is he can't gamble with anyone. It says Matt quickly discovered he had been right about the young lords. He went to the Great Holding one time and looked at the Terrio. But then says, quote, I'd have to be a bigger bloody fool in the whole bloody... I'd have to be the biggest bloody fool in the whole bloody world.
So one last thing before we get away from the pacing of the chapter. If I was being really generous, I would give it to Robert Jordan that, quote, 3 days passed with the heat and damp that seemed to sap even the Tiaran's strength.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his authorial nod to his own sapping of strength within this chapter.
Okay.
Oh,
That was an intentional, like, hey guys,
I'm phoning this one in.
Balls.
Yeah.
My wife made me put it in.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, if I'm being generous, like I could go there.
Editor, I forgot.
Well, I mean,
his wife's his editor. Yeah.
Yeah. that might have actually happened.
This is more or less we have the crescent moon with the stars as the emblem. This is more or less a chapter to get to Lanfear and Rand.
Yeah. Just like, Dakata's Moonblade just said it. It seems like it was a means to an end.
Dakata's Moonblade.
I know.
Nice.
Dakata.
We jump to Perrin's point of view. He has seen Matt, quote, drinking too much cheap wine, dicing as if he did not care whether he won or lost, once flashing a knife when a burly shipman pressed him on how often he did win. It was not like Matt to be so irritable, but Perrin avoided him instead of trying to find out what was troubling him. Matt's a hooligan, rogue, wild card. Yeah, he's
No
pulling
surprise to
knives on
me.
dudes.
Right?
What the fuck?
That's how I pegged him from the beginning.
But Perrin is trying to get Fael out of there. He's trying to find some rumors of some cool shit that she might want to do, or he's like something to. It was rumored he hunted word of something that might draw Fael away from Tyr, away from him. There were rumors all around about the Horn of Valir that had been found. He's sorting through all these rumors. Ilian had mass madness. Famine was killing Kyrian. Trollic raids were on the increase. He's hearing all this stuff. But he's just trying to find out a way to get her away. He's like, oh, even Saldia, where she's from, her own home must be attractive for her. And he had heard that Mazrim Taim, the false dragon, was safely in Aes Sedai hands. But he's torn also because he doesn't want to send her to trouble, but he doesn't want her near him because she wants to leave. And he's like, I can't leave. I totally can't leave. He seems pretty committed to not being able to. Rand's path is his path, but he's like, get away, go, Fael. It says, quote, he had to send her away from him before he got her killed. He had to, end quote. Anything about Perrin? I'm going to take your silence as a no.
Nope.
All right, then it jumps to Egwin and Nynaeve. Egwin, they've been still interrogating Joya and Amiko. The advice, again, is to go to Tanchico. And they have not heard from Tar Valon. They've sent pigeons, messages. I don't know. Some. But they haven't heard anything as far as from the Emerald Seat.
I was surprised that they described Moiraine's calm as crystal instead of ice or frigid.
Frigid.
Okay. Yeah, like cool ice. Yeah. Avienda is hanging out with Egwin, and they're becoming besties. They're fun. They're fun. Although
Avienda sounds like a real blast.
Avienda can't handle someone taking a bath. She'll get naked with you, but she's like, you're dirtying all that water. That water is precious. How dare you soak in water?
She'd be a real hoot to take to the spa.
Before you go on, without Danjamin, without spoiling anything, I would love for you to explain more about what you mean. If you could say anything more without spoiling it, I'd love to hear more about that.
I was actually just saying to Brother Dan that I've been having a difficulty getting hooked into this book too. Yeah, it's just paced differently, and the writing is different than the previous books. Which maybe is his maturity coming through, or maybe it's a pacing thing, or he had to get it done under a deadline. I don't know exactly, but
see, I'm not going to explain why, but I like this book a lot, and on reread I've enjoyed the shift in writing, honestly. And I've noticed it, like this chapter, for instance, how I find that it is seamless the way that he is kind of threading these 3 days or 2 days between the characters. I have a larger appreciation for this chapter than I did before. And it is a little weird, but I like taking notes and stuff and just marking, all right, here now it's Elaine, now it's Rand, now it's thing. Like it flows pretty well for me.
Huh.
But I mean, yeah,
we're early in the book.
A lot of people's favorite.
Yeah, BR is saying this is one of his favorites.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's been hard so far. It hasn't hooked me, but maybe it will. I do find that this, it feels just such like a different frame of narrator. Like we lose the person, the multiple third person, and we go more into like an omniscience here that is strange to me.
Even though, okay. So you think the switching of POVs is, I guess, just not as effective as it is in other? Because I mean, he is switching POVs.
We lose the like personal flavor of each of the perspectives into this kind of like gray kind of mash of just like the narrator in this chapter. It's the best way I can describe how it feels.
Yeah, more fast-paced.
And I get that, it's like condensing 3 days. I can see that there might be textual reasons for it. But like aesthetically, it kind of rubs me.
No, I dig it. I dig it. I can see that. I kind of I get a little tired of the unreliable narrator and the characterizations of like, oh gosh, I wish Perrin was here. He could tell me how to talk to women.
Right.
Some like that. So I like this like little drone flying over the characters, more or less, is the way I see it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's Butler saying it's told from an overview.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. And that's how I see it, too. It was like a drone. It was in my head.
Maybe that's what I needed to... Maybe that's the perspective maybe I needed that perspective to be able to understand. I'm going to reread it. But, yeah. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
It is jarring.
Oh. Yeah.
I was just agreeing with Kay that like, if you aren't expecting it and like you have to like downshift or like shift over into a different gear to like wrap your mind around how it's telling the story for sure.
Yeah. Agreed.
The girls are doing their thing. Nynaeve is hanging out with Lan. She's, quote,
housewiving it.
Her free moments over moonlit walks on the battlement with Lan and preparing foods the warder liked with her own hands.
And cussing it up because she's not a good
Cussing it up because she can't cook. Yeah. Daughter Air is tucking Rand into every small little shadowy corner that she can cop a feel. Quote, she became quite good at finding secluded corners where the two of them could pause alone. And even the maidens of the spear, they seemed to know every hidden nook in the stone, and they let her know whenever Rand was alone. They seemed to think the game great sport. Maidens are cool. They're like, I'm going to put a spear to your throat, and if I like your kiss, I won't kill you. He turns to Elaine for diplomacy and leading advice, and she has, all right, fuck it. Thank you, Benjamin Reno.
He's like a cop. He's like a mall cop. He's like the strictest mall cop.
He's like, wait.
It's like every time I hit my vape, you're like, no smoking.
The innuendo cop. Tom is also kind of being a little spy for him. Did you guys notice that? It said, quote, and Rand, he met with high lords in the chambers and issued orders. He startled them by appearing at secret gatherings of 3 or 4 that Tom had ferreted out, just to reiterate some point of his last commands.
We see Tom's game of houses paying off. And we hear about, in the last chapter too, we hear about the note in the pocket that Tom had placed.
Right. So where go on then.
I don't have anything more to say.
Okay. Well, there's that. Yeah. Yeah, so Tom is Team Rand and is in communication with them at least. I mean, we do get that. Let me see. So, fuck it. There's more politics stuff. They lifted the taxes and said they were going to send stuff to send stuff to Ilion, but they added all these tariffs and bullshit, and Rand is pissed. He's like, they sickened him. Get out of my sight. He's done with these lords. Kicks them all out. Boom. He's thinking about the prophecy about the herons and is like, here's an interesting little thing. It says,
yeah, this paragraph that starts with, but if the herons named him true.
Go ahead.
But if the herons named him true, quote unquote, what need for dragons? For that matter, what was a dragon? The only dragon he had ever heard of was Luz Therin Telamon. Luz Therin Kinslayer had been the dragon. The dragon was the Kinslayer, except now there was himself. But he could not be marked with himself. Perhaps the figure on the banner was a dragon. Not even Aes Sedai seemed to know what that creature was. And then suddenly we get the monologue from Lanfear. You are changed from when I last saw you. Stronger. Harder. All right, drinking publication.
All right. Yep. No, I agree.
God
Stronger
damn.
and harder.
God. Hey,
But it is a cool transition, and again, we're in like Rand's perspective where we're seeing his internal dialogue. It's like a strange shift.
So Celine mentions that he's been marked. She says it twice. She says, I go where I wish to be. She frowned at his face. You have been marked, but no matter. You are mine and you are mine. Later, she says, after he says, you will stay here in the stone in the best apartments, and when peace returns to Kyrian, I will see that your estates there or return to you if I can. She says, you have been marked. She smiled wryly. Estates in Kyrian? I may have had estates in those lands once. What marking is she referring to? Have we seen this?
Elaine.
It was Elaine's kiss?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I read it.
Okay.
Marked is like owned, like she has this love for him or for Luz Therin Telamon. And I mean, so I think when Lanfear sees him, she doesn't see Rand. She sees the Kinslayer, right?
Right.
And I think you could also read it as like marked in the sense that Rand is marked, not that which has been reincarnated.
Okay.
What about his facing himself against all the mirrors and stuff? I don't know. I'm just looking at this again, going twice and twice shall he be marked, twice to live, twice to die, once the heron to set his path, twice the heron to name him true, once the dragon remembers lost choice. Okay.
Right. The heron marks on his palms, which he is looking at before he recites the quote, right? Of the prophecy.
Yeah. Turns his hands over, branded into each palm.
Right. And right then is when Lanfear appears,
right?
When he's thinking about the prophecy.
Right. Again, such perfect timing in this
So
story.
She owns up to that Selene is Lanfear. And in fact, she shows her true form.
Mhm.
It says
Somehow
the
more
air-
beautiful, even
Yeah,
yet
go ahead.
again.
She was older than he, certainly, but older was not the right word. More mature, riper.
She turned from like Megan Fox to like Angelina Jolie.
What?
What?
Yep.
That's more mature? Megan
Oh,
Fox.
Monica. Okay, Monica Bellucci.
Ryan, are you being a pale-haired milksop?
Apparently, yes. Yes, I am.
Uh-huh.
I am. I'm this is Homunculus Rex.
Tis funky.
One of the
It is funky.
One of the 4 new songs we are releasing soon.
Brum, 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 brum,
An
brum,
EP
brum,
we are
brum,
calling the
brum.
Monoceros Ring.
Rhinoceros ring, huh?
Monoceros.
What's a monoceros?
It's the Latin word for unicorn.
Huh.
And it's out in the solar system right now.
It's a ring of
It's fantastic.
fantastic.
Hold on. Would that ring be a Fibonacci sequence?
No,
No, it is. It totally is.
no.
The horn.
The horn is. The horn is. But the Monoceros ring is a ring of gas and dust that wraps twice around the outside of the galaxy of the Milky Way. It's like a
Look at you
byproduct
with
of the
your
planetary disk.
Gas and dust.
Yeah, no. About 4 days
Gas
ago,
and
I dropped a Monoceros ring in bed the other morning and literally woke her. Case and I up saying, "What is that smell?"
And she said, "It's a Fibonacci sequence."
All right. This has been bothering me. This is going back. Benjamin Reno said we were talking about his middle name. He refuses to let us know. He's sending me on a rapid.
I'm gonna say his middle name is Caesar's.
A wild gambling chase.
So I've looked this up. There's a Benjamin Moore in painting in Reno.
Yeah, that's a painting thing. Yeah.
But that's all I got. But if we have a friend who actually owns a casino, Dan, geez, why do we got to work this angle?
What are we doing, Ryan?
We could he could hire us. We could have a gig. We could just
We
go
could
and,
be
we'll
like
do
we could be
stand-up
like
in
Celine
Reno.
Dion.
When you guys have your cosplay heads, yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah.
could-
Oh, everyone. Reno is really big with Wheel
Right,
of Time.
we can
We'll
have
just-
a quote unquote residency.
No one likes. Everyone loves it when you just sit there and talk book stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
obscure book stuff with puppet heads on.
Specific book stuff.
Yeah. We'll just go chapter by
Very
chapter.
I've tried to do like stand up stuff with Ryan, and part of it is like crowd interactions.
But I have no legs.
And Ryan is very abusive to the crowd. He is like, "Look at this guy. Hey, when did you start balding?"
Oh yeah,
This is
no, I
really
did.
sad,
Yeah,
right?
all the bullies who I hated, who mistreated me, I just become that. No, it's horrifying.
Don't you have a size
Like,
issue when you get on stage?
Don't I have a size issue?
Yeah, we
Size-
say all the
size
time,
insecurity?
it's like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'm standing there and they're sitting and they're all dick high and they're just like, it's really awkward.
Your dick.
Dick. All right, Dick.
I was about to say, yeah, you're dick high, maybe.
My dick is high. Yes.
All right.
If they're sitting.
Daniel, we are finishing.
Yes,
up the,
of course. Here. Oh, BR. BR. All right, DM us, BR.
Yeah. And
Oh,
we,
hey.
we do actually
Look
have.
what you just did,
Uh-oh.
Dan. You fucking.
Way to call him out.
Fucking. Say sorry, Dan.
I won't.
Say it's MR. It's MR.
No.
Mr, you.
Fuck.
I
All
wasn't
right.
attacking
Yeah,
you,
fuck
right?
it.
I mean,
All right.
you know it.
Wow.
No,
way to-
Mr,
way
I don't
to-
need
way
to
just-
apologize to my friends.
Brother Dan, the next time I see you, you better be bald.
Mhm.
I'm getting there each and every day. Every time I clean my brush, I'm like, yep.
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 I take a shower.
This-
Hey, guys, so anyone Does anyone do hair art in the shower?
What?
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Where like you have like hair that like
My 5-year-old
gets off on
son.
your fingers, and you like put it on the tile, and you'll make like a little abstract hair art.
No.
No.
I can safely say that I've not done that.
Guys, you don't know what you're missing.
No,
It's
but
it's the equivalent of like singing in the shower for you.
It's I hate
Yeah. This is horrifying, brother Dan. This is
I was
horrifying.
thinking hair art might be more like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where you make a mohawk out of your.
That's what I was imagining. That's what my son does. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can totally get on board with that. Yeah. Oh my god.
hair art.
Never say sorry, Dan.
Thank you, Joe.
Joe doesn't watch the show, obviously, because if you watch the show, fans of the show know that Brother Dan's favorite words in bed are "I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
Hold
I'm
on,
sorry."
Joe.
I'm
Joe,
sorry, I'm
98. What are you? You're only 25, Joe. Get out of town.
Yeah, 1898.
Oh, 18. All right.
All right. Okay.
They are on Amazon.
Brother Dan, Mrs. Dovie just gave us $5 for a wig.
You're also Mistress Dovie.
Well deserved.
All right, well, now you're just making her feel bad for giving us money because you already have one.
No, here it is.
Oh, 1798.
Nice.
Yeah. Great era. Great era. I wish
man.
Some people say I wish I could be alive in the Mongol Empire. Some people say I wish I could be alive.
The Joe Hera era.
Yeah. He said
The Joe O'Hara
1798.
era.
The Joe Hera era, 1798.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss Dovie. That was awesome. Let's jump back into this chapter. It is chapter 9 at the end of the chapter. We were talking about Celine, aka Lanfear, had showed up. He's like, "What do you want to kill me?" And she's like, "I don't want to kill you. I'm into you, baby. It's all good.
I'm into you, baby.
You were mine long before that pale-haired milksop stole you. Before she even saw you, you loved me." He is talking.
Wait, let's make real quick. I mean,
Please.
what is a milksop?
A milksop.
I'm just picturing a cow like sopping up milk. Like,
I don't want to be called a milk stop.
what?
Ever. Please don't ever call me that. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was a type of plant.
I don't know what it is exactly. But
Mm.
it doesn't sound good. I don't like it.
It's a person who is indecisive and lacks courage.
Oh.
It lacks courage.
Okay, well, that
Yeah.
might give me a little bit.
Synonyms are namby-pamby,
Oh, Jesus.
weakling, coward,
Oh my God.
mama's boy,
So many things I've been
sissy,
called.
Ooh.
snowflake, jellyfish, wimp, crybaby, milquetoast, wet, or weed.
Okay, I was gonna say milk toast.
A
but yeah.
milksop is a wimp.
Ponce, candy ass, panty waist.
Anyway, I love it. Ryan, I've heard, by the way, like 5 or 6 terms that our mother would use.
Yeah. Panty wave, top of the list.
Panty waist and namby-pamby.
Namby-pamby.
Yeah.
Definitely
So
something
funny.
you hear in Florida, namby-pamby.
Yes.
Namby-pamby.
Poltroon.
Yeah. Milksop. Okay. I mean, but like really though, the origin, like, okay, that's the definition.
What does sop mean?
What's a milksop?
Like,
Can you sop up?
You sop
Yeah, for
something.
sopping up milk, you know?
Like
Yeah, like
like
you're
a paper
absorbing
towel?
it.
Like
Uh-huh.
Bounty sops up milk better than
Yeah, you
the
don't. Yeah, you
plain
don't.
brand?
You don't scrub
It's
this up.
an infantilism. It comes from the Latin literal sense of piece of bread soaked in milk. It's a milksop.
Okay. A piece
Okay.
of bread soaked in milk.
An effeminate, spiritless man.
Oh, lifeless.
I'm getting
And a
so turned
feminist,
on right now.
spiritless man. That defines me, Ryan. God damn it, I'm a milksop.
Yeah, you're just wet bread.
I'm a
Wet bread.
I'm
You're
wet
wet bread.
bread in milk.
Hashtag milk salt.
Hey, Dan cried. Dan's like, I'm gonna stop crying over this spilt milk, and I'm gonna do something about it.
I'm gonna sop it up,
I'm
baby.
gonna sop it up.
Sop it up, baby.
Baby.
All right,
All
yeah,
right.
Dan, you're looking great.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Mr. Dovie asked me to put on the wig, so I did.
You're very Trent Reznor, early Trent.
I have a head like a hole.
hole. Sorry.
I do. have a head
Undeniably
like a
true.
hole.
Undeniably true.
I got your soul. I'd rather die than give you control.
Mm-hmm. Fist fuck.
That's an aggressive lyric, by the way.
I'm just quoting it.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
It is an aggressive lyric, though.
Don't kill the messenger.
Ooh.
So
I'm sorry. I guess I should trigger warning
No,
anyone
where
who's
were we?
triggered by fist fucking. What?
So again, Lanfear is like,
Yes.
Yo,
Black as
baby.
your soul.
black as yeah.
Ah,
do-
hell yeah.
I kind of do have the mullet if I
Yeah.
do it like this, and he did kind of have that mullet, right?
Yep. Early.
I'd
did.
rather die. All right. God, I look gross right now.
Yeah.
I look so gross. All right, I'm working it. Oh, there it went. Oh, there it went. All right, fuck it. All right.
You
I'm
need the hairnet.
None of us are.
done. I need
Hairpins.
clips.
Hairpins, yeah.
So he's talking to Lanfear. He's like, yeah, this is you can't even say you can't even say his name. You say the Dark Lord too? That's funny. Ha 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 ha. He's looking around the room. It says, quote, he's looking at like shapeless lumps of metal. He looks at Kalendor. He looks at his belt knife. He sees a drably clad man slipping in at the doors with a knife in his hand. He sees his books. He's like, wait a minute. A man slipping in at the doors with a knife. He's like, whoa, I can't even see him. It's like fucking weird, but I cut off his hand and I kill him.
Yep.
A gray man. Gray man, guys. Celine or Lanfear says, nah, I don't deal with them. Like I told you, quote, I make no use of the soulless. I told you there are differences amongst the chosen. It seems I was a day late in my judgment. He's like, whoa. But what about my Aiel? What about my Aiel?
What about him, man?
He flung open the left-hand door onto a scene of madness. Sea of madness. Did yours say chaos?
Madness, I think.
Okay. So yeah. Before we get into the Sea of Madness, what did I miss that we wanted to talk about with Lanfear and Rand, or with any of this stuff? And if nothing, that's fine.
Do you think, now speaking to what Josh was saying regarding the bubble of evil being a emanation of their kind of personality and internal struggles as expressed through the Dark One, is Celine's disguise designed to be attractive differently to different people? Like I think all three of our TAVERN have called her like the most beautiful woman in the world, or something like that. Whoever's seen her has basically said that. Is she look differently for different people, or does she look the same? Does she have that same effect where she knows what you're into?
Well, we know she's a shapeshifter anyways.
Yeah.
So, master disguise, shapeshifter, whatever she's doing.
What is I mean, like, I've only just heard that term shapeshifter as I'm new to this world. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so we know she's a shapeshifter, but like, is that a term that we have in this series?
Nope.
I'm just wondering, honestly.
Nope.
It has not been
Josh
mentioned,
is
no.
using it liberally.
Okay.
What do you think is going on with shape-shifting, Josh? What do you think when you say that? What do you think is happening there?
I talked about this a lot, I feel like, already. But yeah, like, I mean, I think that she's not necessarily using... I'm going to get it wrong again. Sidar?
No,
Yes.
you're fine. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
side R.
Yeah, she's not, like, when she does shapeshift and appear as, like, the frumpy accepted, when she appears in the room with Egwene and Nynaeve before we see the gray men the last time.
Right. Varen? I cannot remember the name.
Not Varen, but what is her name?
Elsie.
Elsie, yeah.
Elsie, yep.
Awesome.
And like she runs down the hall and Egwene goes after her because she realizes like something's amiss, but she doesn't see like the glow of Sidar around her. And then she disappears, presumably, and I think I mentioned this back when we were talking about that chapter, presumably we've seen Celine Lanfear appear other places throughout the story too, maybe, and just not realize that it was her shapeshifting, or whatever you want to call it. Again, I use that term because
No, it's easy to understand. I get it.
fantasy world common trope. And so, like, and I mean, my brain is crapping out of me again because it's late. What do we call like the Dark One using the Chosen using their power to like goad someone on or like keep them under their spell?
Compulsion.
There very well may be some sort of like compulsion-like thing going on as well, like a spell, so to speak, being cast over men by Celine.
Yeah, and I was going to ask that if it was an illusion or if this person actually is changing.
Right, like, does she really look like the other Forsaken that had been out for a long time, or is it true what she says? I did want to bring up that one line where...
Okay.
So, yeah, he says, like, once he had seen two of the Forsaken together, Agenor and Balthamel, the first two loosed after 3,000 years, trapped just beneath the seal of the Dark One's prison. The one had been more withered than anything could be and still lived. The other hid its face behind a mask and every bit of flesh as though he could not bear to see it or have it be seen.
Right.
The air rippled around Lanfear and she changed. She was older than he, certainly, more beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Her dark eyes, let's see, where's the line? Okay, she smiled again. I was buried deeply in a dreamless sleep where time did not flow. The turnings of the wheel passed me by. Now you see me as I am, and I have you in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
So again, is that a reveal about she was next to the hub of the wheel, right, where time does move more slowly, or not at all, or was she buried somewhere else deeply?
Right.
It does make me wonder that. I think it's really interesting, all this stuff about the Great Lord and like the subterfuge of the Chosen against one another, and like the game within the game within the game of like, you know, who is the highest, where do they each sit, their fear of being unseated by She got her beauty sleep exactly, Glenn.
It's really funny.
Yeah, like Rand unseating those who are highest, like, is very much again harkening back to this like Christian worldview of like, the hierarchy of the fallen angels and like Gnostic mythology and like the many thrones and all this stuff that come from that mythology. But yeah, we don't need to touch on any of that stuff too deeply. I just think it is a lot of interesting information passed over to us here about the game within the game within the game. Exactly. The interleavings of the Forsaken and their infighting as well as outfighting with one another, and Rand's potential position within them, and Lanfear's plan to use one of them to both train him to become more powerful and then kill him and then replace them.
So what do you think of that? So she mentions specifically the name Asmodean. She's
Asmodean.
We'll get Asmodeus to train you. He can do this stuff, and
Asmo.
You'll get stronger. Do you think that is a? I mean, so Rand needs a Miyagi, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think, Kay? Does Rand need someone, or is his instincts strong enough? So far, whenever he just says, all right, I need to do this, it just happens mostly, but sometimes it doesn't. But Selena's like, look at you running around with your fire sword. When you have Kalendor back in the room, that you don't even know what you can do. Does he need a sensei? Does he need a mentor at this point, do you think?
I mean, I think he does, and I also think he needs a therapist.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Good
there's
point.
a lot going on. And I think there's just I think that he would benefit from having one for sure. I don't know if I hope that Lanfear is not going to be that person.
Well, she mentioned some other Forsaken named Asmodean, which is a male. So would you trust a Forsaken?
No, I don't trust anybody that can be that beautiful and then be beautiful. Like, that's just untrustworthy. So.
I trust you.
I think you're that beautiful too. Okay, I mean, so come on.
Every day you get more beautiful.
Yeah, stop it. Okay.
We do have a drinking obligation.
From me, come
Talk
on.
to me. Talk to me, Josh. What do we got?
2 great sangreal were made just before the end. One that you can use. One that I can use.
Oh. All right. I did not pick up on that, but I am fully on board.
Nice.
Well done.
Am I sounding better, by the way?
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, it's a great, yeah. The less you talk, the better you sound, Dan.
Oh, eat my nuts.
Yeah. Wait, let me get over there.
All right, right here.
No.
Stop. We're related.
And
that's your husband.
All right, so let's jump into chapter 10. The stone stands. That itself could be a drinking obligation.
The stone stands? What?
The stones. Hey, you ready? The stone stands. But no. He walks out. It said, quote, the end of the last chapter is he stepped out into a scene of madness. There are dead Aiel all over the floor. There are 3 ordinary looking guys Gray man. You milksop, Ryan. I agree, Brian.
Ryan
Hey.
Portugal.
Hey, I'll take it on the chin.
There are God's... What's going on?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think. I don't. Yeah, why am I getting attacked?
They took a side quest.
I got attacked. I thought that was the opposite. Hey, would you just take someone else's nuts in your mouth on YouTube? No. That's the opposite of milksop. I am the milk.
We're in trouble.
I'm the milk.
There are Trollocs and Fades all. Stop it. Yeah, right. Stop.
Doesn't matter if it's an infinite amount of milk. You're still a milksop.
Okay.
I'm so glad Jono's not on the stream right now.
Hey, how about a little milk stop and
All right, so there are mirror draw and Trollocs all over the stone. They are attacking again. A Terran Lord gets it, or a Terran captain's face gets ripped off. Here, let me quote it. Even as Rand's eyes found them, the mirror draw tore off half the Terran's captain's face with one bare hand, while the other drove a dead black blade through a defender's throat. Boom. This dude is badass. This dude is hitting shit. Rand says, Fade! Try me, Fade! Which I kind of want to drink about. I don't know. I haven't
Go
done
for it. Cheers.
what? Like, is Rand's like in a lineup at a whorehouse, and he just wanted to get picked?
Try me, Fade.
Try me.
He beats him. He's like, the stone, rally to the stone, rally to the stone. The stone stands, the stone stands. People are like, yeah! MrHowley, good point. You know, and your kids are ugly. Get away. If you're under 12, get away. You know what? And use Clearasil, would you? It's starting to show.
Yeah. Don't pick your zits.
Don't pick them.
Don't pick them.
They'll scar later in life.
Put some Bernie Sanders mittens on and stop picking your face.
When Rand kills a Fade, a bunch of Trollocs die. There is a link.
Exactly.
Apparently, it is like a leash that they don't trust the Trollocs, so they need to link them to them. But when a Fade dies, a bunch of Trollocs die too. Battle, battle, battle. Follow me. Yay. The stone in the Lord Dragon. Yay. It says a little deeper in, the stone of terror boiled. Only the IL faced a Fade without flinching. The IL and Rand. There's a bunch of fighting going on.
His bloodied army was 23. I thought that was a little cute note.
What is it? So
when Rand for the stone and the Lord Dragon gets his call going on, Rand led his bloodied army of 23 deeper into the stone.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, that is 20. Yeah. So, yeah, he says, follow me. And people do. There's more battle. 5 Trollocs are killed between 3. Rand is just wiping through people. In fact, Trollocs are even battling Trollocs.
Yeah. So what did you make of that, Kay? Do you think it was Lanfear having the Myrddraal and the Trollocs fight one another, even though she denied it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Because she's just sneaky like that. And then her response.
Her response too was
was just slippery. You know, she was her response to like,
you can't rely on me to do this.
Yeah, did you send in the Trollocs kind of thing? Exactly. Did you allow me to do this? And yeah, that was just an odd kind of response to that. Just being just not basically evading the question.
If I take credit, you'll expect it again, and that could be deadly.
Yeah.
None of the others is certain really where I stand, and I like it that way. You can expect no open aid from me.
She wants to maintain her slipperiness, so.
All right, speaking of open aid, we have a drinking obligation. Rand reacts to this by throwing a weave at her and pinning her to the wall. It says, quote, he held her there, spread eagled over a woven hunting scene. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. Thank you.
That was great. I did like that description. I thought that was hilarious.
Does that work? Right? Is that
that
cool?
was good stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
New beer? No.
Like, and it leaves it to your imagination what that scene is.
The hunting scene, yeah.
Oh, I've got.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
It does not look like that in my mind.
Hey, Dan, before the night's through, I want an old-fashioned village mattress hat out of you. I'm going to make you work.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. And actually, let me it says, he held her there, spread eagled over a woven hunting scene, feet off the floor, and snowy gown spread out and flattened. So that's a pretty sexual image. That was the whole blue line.
I mean, but seriously, the Lanfear, like...
The blue lines are drinkings.
If she was, like, doing the dishes, it would be something crazy.
Oh, gosh.
That's a good point.
Thanks. How about...
Ryan, that's a good point.
Wait.
He talks to her, and she's like, hey, asshole, where's your magic sword? Hey, asshole, where's your magic sword? And he's like, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I got Kalendor, and that thing is magic, and Forsaken want to get that. Oh,
I gotta go.
Right, that's a bad thing.
And then Yakety Sack starts up.
But he was holding Lanfear in a magical, like he pinned her to the wall. It says, quote, once more Lanfear took the decision from him. The impact of severed flows jolted him, and she dropped lightly to the floor. He stared as she stepped away from the wall, calmly brushing her skirts. You can't do that, he gasped foolishly, and she smiled. I do not need to have to see a flow to unravel it. If I know what it is and where it is. You see, you have much to learn.
I like you like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're a little kid right now. I like this. You were always too stiff-necked and sure of yourself for comfort. It was always better when you were a bit uncertain of your footing. Are you forgetting Kalendor then? And he's like, yeah, that's right. And he runs away. He sees Perrin and Fael fighting. He saw Perrin and Fael, he with axe in hand, she guarding his back with her knives. The Trollocs seemed as reluctant to face Perrin's yellow-eyed stare as his axe blade. He's like, well, I bet you got this. I gotta go get my magic sword. I had left it there. I should have done that.
One line we did pass over in the last chapter that was sort of creepy.
Talk to me.
Of Lanfear's. Oh, physically, nothing is the same. Okay, it says, you are loose there in Telemon. Oh, physically, nothing is the same except for your height. But I would know who is behind those eyes, even though I found you in your cradle. She laughed suddenly. how much easier everything would be if I had found you then. If I had been free to. What creepy
Right.
shit was about to come at the end of that sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then
right.
we get this like boyish, her liking him in this uneducated, boyish.
What do we think about
Way, right?
Luce? So Luce Theron was tall, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess really tall.
As tall as Rand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I'm just gonna say probably not. What do you think, Dan?
Cocorico? Cohecam?
What's your answer?
Cocorico?
I know.
I'm gonna say,
we know what he's saying. Just
I'm
yes
gonna
or
say
no.
C.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll meet you in Cancun tomorrow afternoon. Guys, I tell you, I'm going to Cancun tomorrow afternoon. All right.
Cancun tomorrow afternoon.
So, Rand runs back to his room. Calendor's there. Shoo! Whew. Whoa, that was a close one. He grabs it, and a Myrddraal enters his room. It says, the Myrddraal turned to flee, and suddenly black clothes and armor crumpled to the floor, leaving oily motes floating in the air. Oily motes. Remember we saw them, right? I think they opened for
Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza, yeah.
Okay,
Oily
yeah.
motes. Were they side stage
Yeah, they opened up for
against me?
Wally crew.
Against me.
Oily.
And then Dashboard Confessional closed the night out.
No.
What? Okay.
Rand was not even aware that he had channeled until it was done. He could not have said what he had done if his life had depended on it, but nothing could threaten his life while he held Calendor. The power throbbed in him like a heartbeat of the world.
Yeah.
Nothing could harm him, or rather, nothing could threaten his life while he held Calendor. That's a pretty bold little statement, you know?
This.
But it just shows the power and the confidence that he has when he has it, you know?
So this reminded me of the breaking of the world. And,
Go on.
I kept trying to pry it out of somebody with no success. Is there what the fuck is going on? And has the world already
It's a full-time job.
broken? Or yeah, dead eyes, just like that. I mean,
I feel like God
puppets,
peering
it's like
down on Ryan.
they have.
Yeah. Are you touching
Sucks
yourself
to live
again?
with them. He never blinks. Yeah, the brows. Thanks, Brother Dan.
Yep.
Yeah, just trying to understand what's going on. But this did remind me of the breaking of the world. So I just don't even really know what else to say about that, other than it's just like a lot of power. It's too much, and the lightning, and he's trying to control it. He doesn't want to, but he wants to, and it's like, the crazy drug rush feeling that we've compared it to the. Anyways, what makes Josh's world throb?
Josh?
Is it a sword but not a sword?
Calendor.
Ketamine injections in the ass.
Ketamine. Ketamine injections? Wow.
In the buttocks.
In the
The
buttocks.
buttocks.
In the buttocks, in the fleshy buttocks.
So Rand is feeling things.
You can't handle the truth.
We're gonna find out.
For some reason,
He starts burning. He just starts. It says, "quote Maintaining his deliberate pace towards them, he channeled, and flames roared from the bare black marble beneath the shadow spawn so hot that he flung up a hand against it. It said there was nothing remaining but dull circles on the marble." He's just walking Inferno, and then he decides, I'm going deep. I'm going deep. It says, quote, "The power slid along his bones, pure essence of fire. Something more. The power froze his marrow, something to kill them all of them at once. The taint on Sidene rolled over him, a mountain of rotting filth threatening to bury his soul. Raising Kalendor, he drew on the source, drew on it till it seemed he must scream, screams of frozen flame. He had to kill them all. Later it says, now the thought flowed like cackling laughter on the rim of his awareness. He severed the flows rushing out of him, leaving the thing still whirling, whining like a drill on bone. Now. And he creates this thing that kills pretty much every shadow spawn in the Stone of Tyr. These lightning things kind of go and search out the bad
Lightning
guys.
tendrils.
Yeah. He could feel Trollocs and Myrddraal dying, feel the lightning strike and kill. He could kill them everywhere in the world. He knew it. With Kalendor, he could do anything, and he knew trying would kill him just as surely. Moraine, as soon as it all clears, Moraine's like, wow, fuck. Quote, how, what you have done, I would not have believed possible. But then ran, it says, quote, his eyes fell on the body of a dark-haired girl, little more than a child. He's like, why didn't I do it sooner? A child. Moraine says, quote, you cannot help her now, but, quote, with his hands shook so hard on Kalendor that he could barely hold on. With this, I can do anything. His voice was harsh in his own ears. Anything. So he tries to raise this little girl from the dead. It says the first thing he did, quote, she lurched to her feet, arms and legs unnaturally rigid and jerky. The next, he says she has to breathe. The girl's chest rose and fell. He said, heart. Have a heart. Blood already thick and dark oozed from the wound in her chest. He's like, live.
He's like
live,
doing
live.
necromancy on her.
Right. He's like, I can do anything. And there's like a 6-year-old girl right here that should not have died.
I really hope this is presaging like a zombie army
Okay.
later in the books.
Well, but right now Rand is not able to raise her, and Moraine disabuses him of the notion. But he is Tora. What?
Aw,
Damn
meat puppet.
Yeah, he does meet puppet her. Dang it. We got a drink. Thank you, Daniel.
Just reminds me, sadly, of Meatloaf.
Guys, I encourage everyone to watch Meatloaf at the Grammys, because if you want to see someone milk a 10-minute song, holy shit. He is wonderful. You talk about power ballad. Oh, gosh. Ryan, are you talking?
Ryan, we can't hear you.
They kept trying to cut
you.
away from commercials, and he's like, "No, the song keeps going."
He's like, you want to cut to commercials, but I won't do that.
That's
You
amazing.
want to leave.
God, yeah. Like, how much sweat? Like, if you could measure the amount of sweat coming off that man's body over a 10-minute song.
I will say that playing high school basketball, I too am a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
You are a sweater?
I was yeah.
What color?
I was cashmere and
That's what I
gold.
thought. Nice.
I was dripping before the game started just from warm-ups, and I appreciated that Meatloaf did not try to hide his profuse sweating.
What is it?
He embraced it. He whipped his wet hair around on his face and was like, "Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. I'll give you the answer in the morning."
All right. Hey, let's move on. Well, it's hour 3.
I will sing the whole.
Yeah, I should not. I know I should not have started you on Meatloaf. It's like
You did. It wasn't my
I
fault.
put gas in the self-driving mower.
Handmobile.
The Meatloaf mobile. All right, so all right, so yeah, Rand. He drops the body. It says, quote, Rand slowly withdrew the flows. The body fell swiftly. The body. He threw his head back and howled as wild as any frolic. You know what? And this is, this is a guy who is the most powerful person in the world. But he just
found out 6 months ago or something.
However, he just found out the limits of his thing too, because he's like, fuck, I can fix this girl. And he tried and he couldn't do it. And he's like, Moraine, help me. And Moraine's like, you can't do that. You can't make zombie armies. But
Yet.
That was emphasized a couple of times. It was yet a couple of times with Lanfear and Rand's conversation.
Yep.
Right?
Rand feels guilty. Rand is
wait, hold on, wait.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah. I think.
No, wasn't it them that said yet? I think you were probably going to talk about that. No?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So wait, who were you saying? It was said yet? Rand and Lanfear? Was this the last chapter?
I was asking, was it in the last chapter, was it Rand and Lanfear that were talking or was it maybe Moraine that was yet? You guys did this, but this didn't happen yet. I forget what it was. Shit.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I just want to give you the floor.
Thank you. But I thought maybe somebody knew what I was talking about, but you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, well, here's a good question. BR asks, did Rand fail or did Moraine stop him?
Well, and to Benjamin's point, Rand himself says, quote, 3 days waiting so he could enjoy a few stolen kisses. If he had moved 3 days ago, but he had learned things in those 3 days, things he might be able to use if he could put them together.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. You don't think he could just left and brought the books with him?
Was he just horny though? I mean, was he like, well, all right, Elaine's leaving in 4 days, so I'm gonna hang out with Elaine. She's into me.
And he was like felt really guilty.
And then when she leaves, then I'll leave, and then we'll just do our thing instead of just focusing on.
There's a
doing
lot
this
of
thing.
warnings. He was warned by Moraine a lot that he's been stuck around here, and like they're not afraid of him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so then after this battle, they allude to how they got in through just subterfuge and dark friends and
the Trojan wagons, Trojan barge.
Yep. So like he's bearing the brunt of all those decisions. Looking at that kid, I thought it was pretty one of the most memorable scenes of my first read through.
It was really dark.
Is him with that girl, yeah.
Right, with Calendor, he can do anything. But so if he was a fully realized dragon, could he have brought her back, do you think?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think so, but I don't know if that's something that anybody can do. I mean, I think Moraine said that like she's like, you can't bring back, like, dead is dead, you can't bring back anyone from the dead.
Well, actually, it's very, very Aes Sedai what she says. Yeah. So Rand, Moraine said urgently. He would not listen. The power was in him. Calendor blazed, and he was the power. He channeled, directing flows into the child's body, searching, trying, fumbling. She lurched to her feet, arms and legs unnaturally rigid and jerky. Rand, you cannot do this. Not this. Not that you can't do it. You cannot do this. Breathe. She has to breathe. The girl's chest rose and fell. Heart has to beat. Blood already thick oozed from the wounds. This is what Dan already lived. Burn you. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean to be too late. Her eyes stared at him, filmed, lifeless. Tears trickled unheeded down his cheeks. She has to live. Heal her, Moraine. I don't know how. And then Moraine says, death cannot be healed, Rand. You are not the creator. Mm-hmm. She never says that the dead can't be brought back to life or turned into zombie army. She says that death cannot be healed.
Creator says you can't do it. Yeah.
Right.
That is actually what I was getting at, but I'm...
Nice.
Yeah. And this is a gruesome scene with Rand animating a dead body. And we've seen it before when he was alone around a campfire where he animated dead bodies to kneel before him.
Right.
Well,
that was more like he just picked them up like rocks, it seemed like, and like moved them around. But
right, but this is him trying to like puppet and
puppet,
saying, and then stand. No, stand. You know, like that a meat puppet. Exactly. And it is a kind of a horrifying image of what that like 10 seconds or whatever he's trying to do. God damn, if I saw on screen, it would just be, I mean, I would have empathy for him, but it is also very horrific. Him, you know, it says that how the body was stiff already and resistant to its movements.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and if they do it right, it'll be the red dress girl and Schindler's List, right? Like he's got to meet the girl. Like if they do this in the show, he's gonna have to have some connection to that little girl, and then it'll even be like harder, right, to swallow.
It said arms and legs unnaturally rigid and jerky. God, yeah, just my mental vision of this is gross. Mm-hmm. It's so gross.
It's also me having an orgasm.
Like that's somebody that is significant.
All right. Hey, thanks, you guys. Like and subscribe. Bye. All right. Is there anything else we wanted to mention about this chapter?
Just the last sentence sentences are great. Tomorrow he would begin to unleash another kind of lightning that might save him or kill him. He was not mad yet. Just like, okay, what's about to come?
He was not mad yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's angry, but he's not mad.
So yeah, he does like a kill shot, right?
Yet. There's all these yets. There's all these mentioned, like they keep saying yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he knew everything himself yet, you know, I mean, it was, there was a conversation where it was very distinct, and I'll find it and I'll bring it to you next week.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it could be a repeated theme you're picking up on.
So next week we will be doing 3 chapters again.
Cool.
We're starting to cook through this a little bit. This is the second attack on the stone, and Rand is more or less saying, "All right, this is because I've been hanging out. I should
have listened to Moiraine."
What do you think, Kay and Josh, Rand's next moves may be?
Attack Samael.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Something huge, and probably not all that smart. I feel like.
I thought you were gonna say build a children's ICU.
If only. I don't know. I don't know what he might actually do. It does say Lanfear had given him almost the last piece without knowing it.
Right.
One more.
What are your thoughts about Lanfear? Are you like 1 is totally evil and 10 is on Rand's side?
Oh, 1 is totally evil. I think 1.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm way more of like a 6, but not on Rand's side. She has her own agenda. She's not want to bow to the Dark One, despite her thousands of years of service. And I mean, we've seen this before when I guess what we've learned so in the vision that Perrin had in the Hall of Mirrors. Yeah, I don't know, MrHowley. I was wondering that question too. I haven't figured that out yet. But in Perrin's vision in the Hall of Mirrors, where we see Balls on Your Mom talking to Lanfear, and Lanfear is like, "Oh, you're in my realm, huh?" And they have this face off.
Mm-hmm.
When I originally read that, we still didn't know that Balsamoth was not the Dark One incarnate, but was actually whoever he was. The name is escaping me.
Forsaken.
Yeah, the Forsaken. Ishamael. Yeah. So that makes more sense in hindsight, that she was saying to Ishamael, "I don't bow to you," as opposed to the Great Lord. But it's still, it felt like there was a kernel of truth there. To her, and again, it seems like one of the things she even says to Rand is "Oh, we can even overthrow the Great Lord with these Terangrial."
Right.
We can rule everything.
Right.
So she has aspirations of power.
Maybe that's the last piece. Maybe that's the last thing that he needed.
The Terangrials. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Maybe he just needed. That's.
And he does mention that to her when she's like, "You always wanted this," and she's like, "You always wanted power." Right. As subliminally, and he's like, "Where'd that come from?"
Right. And that was what I was saying. he has these premonitions or like foreknowledge that he doesn't have a basis for knowing, but that he can express.
And this is a common theme with Rand. He is doing things with the power that he does not know what he is doing, and he's.
But that's no different than Egwene and Nynaeve and.
Yeah, they're all doing these things.
Yeah, the Manetherans are all able.
I got to make note of that so I can do it again.
Right. Even Elaine is able to like. She just like knows how to do things intuitively with the power, and then like later on can repeat them, or by seeing it done once can do it again.
Correct. However, we should recognize Rand's power, and what Moiraine saw him doing, she's like, I did not think that was possible at all.
Yeah, but Moiraine doesn't know anything about Side-In.
Correct.
So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all that she doesn't know what Rand is possible. What's possible
right,
for
but
Rand.
Side-In, they were still Aes Sedai. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But
she's not a white or a brown. Like, she's not been studying.
Right.
I mean,
she studied the history, and she's a historian. Remember, she's a student of history.
She's a student of history, but she's not a professor of history.
Yeah, this was still mind-blowing for her.
Yeah.
And she tends to have an open mind. And she was like, what the fuck did you just do? Whoa. Whoa. And he was.
But Kalendor is the wild card here.
Right. What we've seen, yeah, as far as his use of it, correct. And what he did is he sent lightning to kill only Shadow Spawn. It killed only bad people, but did not kill good people.
Convenient.
And that's what Moiraine was like, what? That was remarkable.
Oh, Dan, the government reports from Tyr came in later. There was like a 4% collateral damage. Watchdog groups say
friendly strike.
Watchdog groups say there is 10 to 15% collateral damage, but the official government statement says 4%.
What does Al Jazeera say, Ryan? I trust them.
I was gonna just do a fake Arabic voice, and I said, "I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do that."
For the stone and the Lord Dragon. All right. Is there anything else we wanted to address about Elaine hitting on Rand? About Rand doing the greatest magic that Moiraine has ever seen?
Mm.
And about Landfear. Anything?
Humanity. And
Perrin and Fael are fighting together. They're that's good, right?
I love the role reversal there of like she's sort of his warder.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
I like that. All right, I think we're good with these.
Yeah, that was
good.
Yeah.
Good discussion as always. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Dovie.
okay.
Oh my goodness, you're so.
There's
sweet.
4 people on screen, Mr. Dovie. There's 4 people on screen.
It's always got to be about you, doesn't it? Really?
I think Ryan is beautiful. I think Josh is beautiful.
Hey, let the lady have her place.
No.
You know.
I
No.
know. Jesus,
No.
Dan. That's
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Go to Mexico and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I need to go to Mexico. All
Time
right,
for
hold on.
vacation, Dan.
Yeah, Dan's so funny. People come up and they hit on his wife, and he's like, "Hey, wait,
Hey, what about me?
I'm fucking super sexy too."
Well, I'll fuck. Hey guys, I'm going to Mexico.
Have fun.
Under the sea.
All right,
I'm
Dan.
gonna swim.
Remember, watch out for your gout.
Take us home.
Don't eat the fish. Don't eat too much fish.
I will eat all the fish.
All right, everybody, join myself. I will be doing a solo bolo tavern talk this Sunday.
Right? Yeah, Ryan's going solo, all on his own lonesome.
It's gonna be scary.
Support.
Well,
I'm gonna be snorkeling and drinking tequila under the ocean.
So we're gonna go back to old school tavern talk. We're gonna take these chapters as a springboard for full spoiler discussions, like we used to. We're moving past the series discussions, the Amazon discussions. Oh, hey, Joe, you're in.
Right.
All right, so we got some guests. All right. Yes, I am going to be solo bolo this Sunday, and it should be fun. More fun than
watching Dan dance on the screen right now.
What's more fun than that?
I can imagine how it's more fun than that because he's just like on a roll. This is
Mexico. ¿Qué es esto?
Are you saying her name, or are you saying what in Spanish?
¿Qué es esto?
Yeah.
God.
Loved. All right.
oh no.
We shave your hands after. What does that mean? Is this a millennial joke?
Yeah, shave your hands after, right?
Is this a no gear joke?
Yeah.
Solo. Shave.
All right, hey guys, I love you and I'm proud of you. You guys get to reading your filthy animals. And until next time.
Run for your lives.
Ah!
This is the way of the leaf.